Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. So there's tons of content coming today. I have at least 4 videos coming out today. I tried to condense it a little bit, but it is kind of hard because all the stuff that came out, or with the stuff that came out, there's just different things that you got to talk about. And if I talked about all of that within 10 minutes, I would be rushing through all of it. So yeah, for all of those people wanting more content, it's definitely coming now because we are like with the announcement last night that The Walking Dead's the final season's beginning this summer. We are really just on this long stretch now of Walking Dead content coming every single Sunday. And it's weird because with Fear the Walking Dead, a lot of like for me personally, usually I wouldn't care too much. I might review an episode or two, but I usually wouldn't review. And longtime viewers of the channel, you guys would know that I never really reviewed Fear the Walking Dead. Maybe the finales or the mid-season finales. I just never cared for the show too much. A lot of people wanted me to. I just couldn't get into it because it lost its magic, I would say, after season 3. But with season 6, it hooked me in. I'm a huge fan of the story right now. I can't wait for Fear the Walking Dead to return. I want to see where they're going. That's coming back April 11th, I believe. So after all these episodes are over, we get that, which is going to be really exciting. The final season coming in the summer. There's World Beyond season 2. There's still Fear the Walking Dead season 7. I don't know if that's coming out this year. I have to do some more research on that. I don't know if they've even said, but there is a lot of stuff coming out this year. And so last year, if you remember, early in 2020, I think it was January of 2020, they said, this is going to be the year of The Walking Dead. We didn't get anything that year because of the pandemic and stuff, but this year is that year. And so it's going to be pretty nuts all year. And yeah, I'm excited. I've been thinking about the final season quite a bit, and I'll give my thoughts more on that in my video. I think that's my next video coming out after this, is talking about the final season, the release dates and stuff like that, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe it's coming to an end. Anyways, let's talk about this. So this is a teaser trailer kind of thing that they released yesterday for episode 18. This isn't the general trailer. I am working on that video too right after this. That will be coming out later on today, because there is an actual general trailer that shows a lot of stuff. There's also opening minutes. Yeah, that really hints at a lot of what they're actually going to get into in that episode. And I think that's why episode 18 is one of the best ones of these 6 episodes. If you are new here and you want more Walking Dead content like this, just make sure to be a subscriber. Obviously, the show it's back now. And so I'm going to be posting every single day, at least 2 videos a day, maybe 3. It depends on the news and depends if I can actually talk about that much stuff. Anything that comes out, I'll be talking about it right now, because it just seems like there's a lot of stuff coming out right now because the show's back, and that's usually what happens. I've also been getting a lot of requests about my intro song, like the intro and outro. That's a song that I wrote maybe 2 years ago or something like that. It's very basic, it's very demo-like, but I do have an extended version of it. I want to put some finishing touches on it, see if I can add some stuff to it, but I definitely will probably very, very soon release that on Spotify or something, or maybe on YouTube. I don't know, but I've been getting a lot of requests for people to have an extended version of it because they like the mood that it creates, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I'll definitely update you guys once I know a little bit more, and I'll let you know the title of the song and stuff like that. But yeah, I really appreciate all that feedback. Anyways, let's talk about this. So Daryl and Carol are a big part of this episode, and it's definitely more than just the opening minutes. I figured it would be a little bit more, but it seems to be a lot more. And I think the Daryl and Carol stuff and the backstory stuff, I think could be 50-50 in the episode. And Daryl and Carol, I think, are going to start going at it in this episode, because like Daryl does say that, well, first of all, Carol says that she's not sorry for making Alpha pay for what happened to Henry, which that makes a lot of sense. You can't really blame Carol. If you're looking at it from her point of view, she wanted Alpha to die. It really was as simple as that. She didn't mean to hurt Connie in any way. She didn't mean for that to happen. Like, if you actually think about it, obviously Carol, she was being a little reckless and careless, sure. But it was an accident, right? Which I guess you can still, she wasn't thinking everything through. And so Daryl just says, so that's all that matters, is you being right. So he's also calling her out on certain things, about how, I guess in his point of view, how selfish she's being, and that's if she is. It really depends on your point of view on it. And I think a lot of people get into some pretty big arguments about this online. And for me, I understand both points of view. I understand why Carol did what she did and why she wanted revenge so bad on Alpha because of what happened to Henry. It was so tragic that shouldn't have happened. I think what Alpha did to Henry was a lot worse than what Carol technically did to Connie. And maybe I'm more saying that because I know Connie's okay, right? Whereas with Henry, I just think of how his death was just so vicious. Like, it was pretty brutal, right? But also there's the age, right? Like, it's just, it is much sadder when you're younger and you pass away. And so Henry was just like a teenager, so it's tragic like that. But still, regardless, overall a death is a death. But I understand Carol's point of view on it, and Carol is not Alpha. It's definitely going to create this whole argument, I think, online, or it's going to create the debate online about Carol and what happened, right? If she was in the right or wrong. And I can't wait to see what the episode is going to do to answer that, right? And how they're going to, like, are they going to solve that issue in the end? Is Daryl going to forgive Carol, or is it still going to keep going, because they're both good friends and they're both obviously going to be in the spinoff after the show ends. So, it's obviously going to get resolved at some point, but where are they going to leave it in the episode? Are fans going to be, or the non-Carol fans anyways, are they going to be okay with what they say in the episode? Or, yeah, I'm really interested in that. And all of this takes place in the cabin. It seems like the episode starts off on a pretty good note, but Daryl is still very, I guess, angry with Carol, because he won't say it to her. Like, he just won't, because he likes Carol that much, right? Like, they're just best friends for life. He won't ever really criticize her. He's always going to support her. And so I think this is where all that's going to come out, is in this cabin. And there's some stuff in the opening minutes, which is going to be really exciting to talk about. But I think I can see how this stuff comes up, especially with Leah and with Rick. And we then have this scene here of Carol catching a fish, and this happens earlier in the episode. They're going to be eating it later, or not eating it, but filleting it or whatever, and yeah, they're bonding in that way. So this is, typical Walking Dead, I think, writing in that sense, where you have good moments, this and that, and then it turns to bad moments right away, which I love. I love when they do that, because I think that was the big appeal to Rick and Shane's relationship. They would be joking around about stuff in high school, and teachers that Shane hooked up with back in high school, kind of thing. And then it would turn to reality of Sophia's missing, and what do we do? And then it just got really dark fast, right? I love when they did things like that. Whereas I think here, it's like that, they're catching fish, they're doing this and that, but there's this tension between the two still. Like, they can kind of forget about it for a second, and then it comes back up, and then, yeah, the drama starts. I do love this scene, though, of Carol riding the motorcycle, and she's smiling. She's just, like, happy. This does happen earlier in the episode, I believe. And, yeah, they're just kind of... Carol knows that she's annoying Daryl, but, she loves it. She thinks it's funny. They're definitely a really great duo, and I think their spinoff is going to show that. Like, that's one of the things I was thinking about, was that The Walking Dead's final season, like, if you think about the show in general, it's really based off those two characters anyways, right? Like, you're going to not see certain characters anymore, and it is going to be more focused on them. But the Daryl and Carol show, I think, has the potential to being a lot better than The Walking Dead, because you're not confined to the comics, right? Like, you don't have to tell those stories all the time. You can do whatever the hell you want with those characters out on the road. And that's what we love about The Walking Dead, is the survival story, because it's most likely going to be centered on trying to find Rick. And this episode, I think, definitely sets that up really well. I think the spinoff show is going to do amazing, because it's really the first legit spinoff, right? With like two main Walking Dead characters. And so I think the show is going to do awesome. I really do, because of these two characters. And then we also get a scene here at the end, and we see maps of Daryl's plan to find Rick. It's a map of the river, and he's checked out all these areas. He's made like notes and stuff of where he could have went. And yeah, he can't find him yet. It's like puzzling to him. Where did he go? Like, you could only have went so far. And I think that's the thing that's so tragic about the situation, is that he knows Rick's probably not alive, but he just wants to find his body to put that to rest. And that's where it is so sad, right? He never found his body, because he is alive. So when that does come out, that's going to be amazing. Jesus, that's going to be an amazing moment. But for the place he's at right now, it's frustrating, because he's looked everywhere. And we get a lot of scenes of him, actually. He's looked everywhere, right? And I can't wait to get those scenes, because we don't really have the context of how much it put him through to actually look for him. So yeah, overall, I really can't wait for this episode. The final scene here is Leah. And that's, yeah, one thing that he didn't tell Carol about was Leah. So I guess he's going to open up to her about that in this episode. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I will be posting a final season video right after this, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.